Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Yeah. Thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate your comments and your interaction, your presence. Let us tap right in and see what storyline Spirit would like to share with you this afternoon. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. Tower. Well, there's a sudden change. Challenge by hierophant. Religion, society and its rules, high level traditional values and commitment, in the subconscious, we have swift change. 8 of Wands in the upright. Very swiftly, there will be change. Quick decisions are being made in this Tower moment. In the recent past, the Moon, illusion, fear, anxiety, premonitions, intentions and expectations. The Lovers. Somebody's having fear and anxiety regarding these lovers coming together. The strength of 2 together. Those people who want to love, partner, bear children, and create a legacy and a magnificent family tree versus you know, those who just want to F around and party all the time. They're in fear of these lovers coming together. The families coming together in union. They don't... What is this? Are we surrounded by succubus, incubus, Jezebel spirits? And they're all freaking out because there's going to be a husband and a wife, and they're going to be solid and loving and building this magnificent structure together. And these ones are freaking out because the hierophant's here bringing a tower. In the near future, we got the Wheel of Fortune turning and the Magician. The lens is being looked through. Eight of Swords in the upright. Negative thoughts, some sort of restriction, mental restriction. In the environment, excuse me, in the environment, you've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. Somebody's in regret. Over this swift change. They want to make amends. Hopes and fears. Seven of Swords in the upright. So there's a desire to reconcile with the hope of betraying. See what I'm saying? It's like asking for forgiveness is like getting permission to continue messing with you. Just like desiring to forgive and forget, to reconcile, is just a hope to continue tricking you and betraying you. And the outcome? The outcome is the truth. That's the truth. Their desire to reconcile is to gain permission to continue thieving from you and betraying you. You have some decisions to make. Yeah. King of Swords. And a Ten of Pentacles. An inheritance. An inheritance. An inheritance for services rendered, right? The way that it should be. Some people just have a differing opinion about what services, being of service means. In the collective energy, please, Spirit, the collective energy. The Arcana is causing a tower upon the pathway of religion. Hierophant. Well, got a whole bunch of cards came out here. What do we got? Arcana causing a tower on the pathway of religion. The Hierophant is here, sending a clear message of remembrance and optimism for the evermore. Optimistic message, a message of optimism. A message of optimism for the remembrance of a faithful union. The Hierophant's like, you third party little, you know, no more. The Hierophant's like, hey, remember what it is, the sanctity of union and marriage. So we got an 8 of Wands here, very swift change. Hard work. The Arcana is doing hard work to bring about a swift change. There is fear and anxiety, perhaps premonitions being experienced. Somebody's spying on the location. They're trying to find the location of these lovers. Somebody could be sending spirits to haunt them. The Wheel of Fortune has turned, the cycle of destiny. The Magician is here manifesting something. He's trying to flip your state of peace. He wants to flip you out of your sense of peace. Using spirits. Sending spirits to your location. Sending spirits of fear and anxiety to the location of the lovers, using the Ouija board. So yeah, he wants to flip your state of peace, your sense of balance, your sense of self. The wheel is turned here in the near future, but he is working here to bind and restrict you. It could be that they're bound and restricted from maybe it's not working. Let's continue to clarify. Perfection in the reverse. In the environment, 5 of Swords reversed, there's a desire to forgive, to reconcile with leadership. With the hope that they can deceive and thieve. Time. The truth is out. Ace of Swords. The truth is out about this conflict, the conflict within the mind. This driver who's been driving people, who's been interfering with the free will of people, has been causing conflict within relationships and with self within the mind. The driver, the one driving the thoughts in the mind, the one sending subliminal messages, the one triggering others to say something hurtful, that they otherwise wouldn't say. And like, I cut somebody off for saying something like unbelievably cruel. That was a final stage. But the thing that might make me unblock this person is the look of bewilderment on their face as the last word was uttered. There was like a pause and like a look of bewilderment coming over their face, like, why did I just say that? That's their only hope, really, of getting reconnected to me, is that look of bewilderment, because I know it was a driver. It was a driver meant to cause conflict. Self-care. Oh. So you have to use self-care. You've had to care for yourself because of all the hurtful things that may have been said to you by these drivers, by these unseen drivers, and who's these invisible drivers who of others to plant seeds of a thought, and then it comes out, and then they're like bewildered. They can't believe that actually came out their mouth, but it's too late. And then it's like, why did I say that? And oftentimes, maybe you've had the experience where you've said something and then you've asked yourself afterward, why did I say that? Because it's not really what you meant. It's because of these drivers within the mental body of the collective doing shady shit like that, so that they could cause arguments and change people's ability to self-care, or to cause change with those who do self-care. Justice is being served to the witch. The wise guy, the absent father. The absent father of the home. This explorer who just roams around and does whatever they want to do has been seen working both sides of this storyline. Attention has been brought to their academics. Congratulations, you brought attention to this. By keeping your mind clean, by remaining conscientious, and by filling your cup with love, always a regular practice. You were able to bring exposure to these puppet things, to the puppetry of the field of awareness, as you promised. And this is going to stop the horseplay. You promised to stop the horseplay, and you came in here and you suffered hardship in service to the collective, so that you could expose this with undeniable truth. You suffered just like everybody else had been suffering. Perhaps even more, because you just kept going. So they kept coming at you harder and harder and harder. Loving yourself, taking care of yourself. When people were fighting with you, so that you could affect change and bring justice. You're a true hero. Change and bring justice to what this witch was doing, and it was prophesied. You're a true hero. What do you know? Thank you, Spirit, for being so clear with your messages. So, collective energy, please, Spirit, collective energy. The Arcana are here, causing a tower for the pathway of religion. And this is like the Arcana Mother. And the Arcana Father. Bringing a tower to what's been happening. Wow. Regret. You have no regret. No regret. A message of hope that the evermore is being remembered. A message of hope. The evermore is being remembered. Faithful unions that last and last and last. Happy unions. Tis the promise, or the challenge, I should say, since it is in the challenge position. So there's a tower coming to the compass of religion, the pathway of religion regarding unions. And the challenge, in the challenge position, there is the message of optimism, of the evermore is being remembered within this system. The Arcana have no regrets for the suffering that they have had to endure to expose this. Habits. No habits. Habits such as using this to bind people. Inseparable. So very swiftly, there is a labor going on. There's a lot of work going on right now for a swift change to return to an inseparable love. That despite the distance, there is always faithfulness and love. Deep connection, fidelity. Somebody's in fear and anxiety. They're trying to spy on the location of these lovers. They want to send some spirits there. Some Jezebel or some incubus, succubus, or whatever. Neglected. They failed to give you what you needed. I have a Mormon friend who I was talking to the other day. She seemed really down, and I asked her what was wrong. She said she was having bad dreams, and I said, well, what kind of dreams are you having? And she said she was having dreams that her husband was cheating on her. So, of course, we had to have a discussion. I hope he's willing to work with her on that. Their marriage is under attack. Their marriage is under attack. Soul contract. They didn't get a soul contract. They didn't get a soul contract, so they want to destroy your soul contract. Or they want to haunt it. So the wheel has turned in this near future. You got the wheel has turned. There's a magician here. We got to clarify a little bit with this magician. We got what was is no more. We got as is no more. Okay, and it could be that what once worked doesn't work anymore. And it could be that this magician is overwhelmed and feeling stress about that. Because the wheel is turned. They're feeling restricted. They're not seen as perfect, or perhaps they didn't do their magic perfectly, or they don't think they did because of a restriction. It's over. There's no unfinished business. They want to reconcile with leadership. They want to reconcile and have a chance to take care of financial and emotional needs of a family. But the hope is that they could betray them and deceive them and steal from them in time. That's the hope. They want forgiveness, but forgiveness to them is just a permission to continue on in this behavior. And that's the truth. This driver wants to continue creating conflict within the minds and lives of people. And it's too late for them to take any action. Ego. Pride. New chapter, reunion. People are talking. They see your side of the story. They know that they were guilty of hiding you, keeping you hid, separating you from everything and everyone, causing you pain. They made mistakes and they've been detached. Or maybe they made mistakes, they feel they've made mistakes by detaching you. Maybe it was a mistake and they're reminiscing about how funny it was. But you learned how to love yourself through it all. And now they want to have a conversation. But you were unappreciated by them. And you're holding back. They missed their opportunity. They sabotaged their opportunity with you by causing damage with the third party, by causing damage, by trying to by causing damage to the hope you held for a healthy reunion or a healthy relationship, a healthy partnership. And that's their intention still. That's all they know. That's what they want to do here. But it's too late to take any action. They're still thinking about that because that's the process of the mind that they have. Not this time. Not this time. They won't have a sacrifice this time. The Arcana survived. No regrets. Bring in a tower to the pathway of this religious structure. They're bringing a tower to this religious pathway, to this structure, a tower. They failed. They failed. The Arcana has no regret. They're here bringing towers. The sanctity of loving partnership and the strength of the family tree is being remembered. The evermore, the value of the two becoming one. in union with child. The sanctity of family. Change. This institution that the Arcana are causing a tower for on their pathway, they are hiding habits and they refuse to change them. Whatever habitual patterns they are doing and that they have going on, they refuse to change. They're hiding their darker habits, and they won't change them. The Arcana are here to cause a failure to that, and very swiftly there will be a change. They're under judgment. There's a lot of hard work being done on behalf of the inseparable union, the strength of that love. And purpose, a restoration of divine purpose. So these ones are in fear and anxiety. They're having premonitions. They're spying on the location of those they neglected and failed to give what they needed. Whatever they're doing here, whatever the magic this magician is doing with the Ouija board, it's not working because they don't have a soul contract. They don't have a contract. There's no relationship. They don't have permission. They're feeling overwhelmed. You're not like you once were. They're trying to flip you, but you're not the same as you were the last time they got this to work. You're not the same as you were the last time they got this to work. You don't have a connection with them, so it's not working. It's not sticking. They're overwhelmed by it. They're stressed out because you're not the same. It's not working. And the wheel is turning. So they're trying to spy on you because, you know, they need to convince you somehow that they're your friend or whatever. Love. Love. So those who failed, they neglected to give you what you needed. They're having fear and anxiety. And they're trying to spy on the location of love. Of lovers. They could be sending spirits to spy, like to monitoring spirits. They're sending monitoring spirits to the lovers who they did not get a contract with. So the lovers that they're not in contracted with are being monitored by these spirits, or this magician is trying to send spirits to monitor them. whether it be in the astral, or whether it be attachments on people that are entering into your 3D life. Bugs, flies, spiders, whatever. Yeah, they don't know what to do. You're not the same as you once were. The magic's not working. You're disciplined. You're disciplined now. You know, that's what us old folks, we say, yeah, well, I'm not like I was when I was in my 20s. You know, I mean, you're disciplined now. So the magic that they used then isn't working now because you're not the same. You're not the same. You're at peace. You pulled everything out of your damn closet. All your skeletons you pulled out of the closet, and you confessed everything that was in there, and you processed the pain, the trauma, and you healed the wounds one by one by one. Over how many years, how many decades, you attained peace. You're not the same. You're still at peace, but you're not the same. So the magician is overwhelmed because you're disciplined. It's like, you know, maybe if you had continued on in the way that you were going, you know, everything would, well, it would have fallen apart. Obviously, you had to fight for your life, but you succeeded and you were transformed. And so the same stuff doesn't work on you anymore. They don't know you. They don't know this new you. The old you was like reformatted. You recreated yourself. You decided you didn't want to be that, and you chose to be something else. You recreated self, not by becoming somebody else. You recreated self. These ones might be mentally restricted. They're not seen as perfect. They're not doing things perfectly. Business is finished. It's over. It's too late to do anything. They're concerned for their health. They want to reconcile with leadership. They want to be responsible in the family unit and take care of the financial and emotional needs, but the hope is that sometime in the future they can do trickery and betrayal and receive forgiveness for it sometime in the future. So if they can forgive me now, then sometime in the future I'll be able to do it again. They're not going to be successful with that idea or endeavor. They're worried. Good. They don't want this to end. They don't want their experience, what they've enjoyed, to be over. That's the truth. You've got the Eight of Swords out here. This driver was causing conflict within the collective field, disrupting the mental body of the collective to cause harm and troubles within friendships, relationships, and unions. They're out of time, and they're under judgment. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So you have expanded in consciousness and awareness during this trial and tribulation, and that is why you have no regret. Because Even though it was extreme, so was your expansion. You don't have to pretend. You can't pretend expansion. You have to actually be shattered and come back together, and shattered and come back together. You have to be able to encompass more and more shadow, more and more light. And the only way to do that is to come in and be shattered and put back together, shattered and put back together, shattered and put back together. And you have no regret, because you are Arcana, and you became even more than you were before. And you were patient because you knew that you were going to get your freedom, and you knew that it would happen in divine order, and you knew that this absolutely, without doubt, was going to happen because it was promised you by your friends before you even entered into this amnesiac state. They're in fear. These ones are in fear because they have to surrender their need to control you and the field of collective awareness. Fear is going away. They have to take their fear and go, and their fear is going to go with them wherever they go. Because the fear is what they were inputting into the collective field of awareness. Be careful of what you say. Your husband's cheating on you. You know, you're going to get whatever kind of weird crap they were putting into the mental body within the collective field. And it's still happening because my poor friend, my poor coworker, she's a Mormon, a beautiful, beautiful lady, responsible. They've got 2 children. She works her tail off to make sure that her family is well prepared in the event of any emergency. She's so sweet. And they're giving her these damn dreams, you know? So I told her that perhaps it was a premonition that the Lord was telling her that her husband was under attack by a succubus Jezebel. So to go pray it off, get together with her church and do a ceremony. Anyway, fear. They're in fear because they have to surrender their need to control the collective field. And their service, their idea of service, which was causing fear and driving people through conflict, it's over. They have to let it go. They're worried because we're returning to a sense of balance and a sense of feeling good when we can help others. Out of our own free will, our own free heart, it makes us feel good when we can gift somebody something that brings a smile to their face and perhaps, helps them in some way. They're worried about the consciousness of humanity rising and being lifted, because they want to see themselves better than you. They don't want you to rise. They don't want you to see yourself as valuable or as important or as essential. But they have to accept the things that they cannot change, because it is you who possesses gifts of the soul that benefit yourself and others. These gifts need to be shared in the world, in the strength of partnership and union, in the familial tree. Family dinners and laughter and stuff. Not this personal sense of pride. Not this personal sense of pride, I'm this and I'm that. Ooh, look at me, but I love myself and I see myself in everyone. In that, at the family dinner, when you're looking at all those generations of folks seated in among the tables, you see yourself in them. And you see the state of their mind, the state of their lives, and you see how you've contributed to it and perhaps improved their opportunities. And there's this beautiful thing. It's not about self. But it is, it's just different. Collective energy, please, Spirit, collective energy. pathway. It's about the pathway, the purity of the pathway, the freedom from obstacles and blockages. The Arcana has no regrets. They're bringing a tower, causing a failure on the pathway of this religious institution, bringing poverty. Taking the wealth that belongs to the children, the evermore. The family tree, the generational wealth. This Hierophant, either is dealing with it or he's experiencing it. Okay, so yeah, the expectation is that the evermore, the sacred divinity of union will be remembered. The lovers are coming together. There's a Hierophant here. The challenge here is, so it could be that this Hierophant is hiding some bad habits that they refuse to change. And they're in a challenge position here when it comes to the lovers uniting and being remembered, the sanctity of the marriage and the home. Isn't that wild? That it would be a Hierophant and religion that would be fighting against the sanctity of marriage and this evermore in the home. But then it's about the money for them, so it's about the spiritual inheritance, the familial wealth of the members. Hey, baby. So, mature man is in the courthouse. Hierophant is in the courthouse. They're refusing to change their dark ways, their bad habits. Toby said I needed a time out. He doesn't always have perfect timing, but I think it's perfect. He distracted me. Sorry, everybody. He's an old dog. I got to give him every minute when he asks. And I can. You got imprisonment on the bottom of the deck. So it could be that this mature man is in the courthouse. They're refusing to change their bad habits within this religious institution, and they're facing imprisonment and bad health for the work that they, oh, I got adjudication here too, for the work that they've been doing regarding the wealth of the evermore unions and their generational familial family tree. Holy moly. Big trouble. Big trouble. Swift change. Swift change for the work they did. They're under adjudication and facing imprisonment for what they did to the inseparable unions that are here in purpose. Oh. So there were unions here in purpose, and they hijacked them, gave them amnesia, and kept them from their purpose while siphoning the wealth and screwing up the freaking political systems and all the systems that are running this stupid world that's falling apart. Boy, they made a mess of things, didn't they? They're suffering bad health right now. They're under adjudication for the work they did against families, the sanctity of marriage and the family unit. They're in despair. They're in fear and anxiety. They're trying to find love. They want connection with love. They neglected to give you what you needed. They had love with you. They're trying to find your location so that they can what? I don't know. They're trying to find your location so what? They can get connected to you for love, but they neglected to give you what you needed. You probably won't even want anything to do with this person. You got a new love, and they didn't get a soul contract with you with this Ouija board stuff, using whatever practices that they were using in whatever 5D, 3D, 4D, wait, not the 3D, but the 4D or the 5D in the astral realms. They weren't able to get a soul contract with you. So they're in despair. They don't know what to do. They're in despair. They're trying to find your location so that they can offer love with you, so they can do it right this time. But they're not thinking about doing it right this time. They want to reconcile with the thought that someday down the road they'll be able to do this to you again, because they don't want this to end. Whatever they're coming at you with, it's a lie. It's a scam. It's fraud. They need your energy. They can't manifest without your energy. The magic isn't working. You're not the same as you once were. You're at peace. You made friends with all your demons. Yeah, you're getting married. They're in despair because you're in love, because you have love. They don't know what to do. They couldn't gain a soul contract with you in the ethers using their Ouija board, their magic or whatever. They might be haunted with spirits. The wheel of fortune has turned, and you're very disciplined now. You're at peace now. You did the inner work. You sat with your pain and you processed it methodically. You allowed your body to do it. You may not even have really done much except maintain your life and generate a stillness within self, at least as much as you could. You brought yourself peace. So this magician is overwhelmed by your courtship. They're overwhelmed by your courtship. You are disciplined. You are in a courtship at this wheel of this turn. You're at the marriage of the lovers. They can't touch you anymore. This religious, whoever this is, they're going up. They're getting imprisoned is what they're getting. They're going through a huge time. What's going on? I don't watch the news, so I can't verify if this is true. But maybe if you guys watch the news, is there something going on? Because I don't know. I don't, you know, I don't, I have a different way of getting my information. So anyway, but I am curious if they're talking about something like that. Maybe they will be soon. Maybe something's going to happen. Pathway. So you are disciplined. You found peace. You're not the same as you once were. The magic won't work. They're overwhelmed and stressed out because they can't get the magic to stick to you. They couldn't force you into a soul contract. You're not the same as you once were. It doesn't work on you now. You've evolved. While they were ignoring you, kicking you, throwing slander at you with all their friends, ignoring you, failing to give you what you needed, you evolved, you strengthened, you grew, you expanded, you became more. And what they used to get you into that state in the previous cycle, it doesn't work on you now because you're not the same. You have a different energetic signature. You've been reborn. Your pathway is clear. And business is finished. You've got your health. Your vessel, your temple is healthy. Your pathway is clear. And these ones are bound. They're not seen as perfect. They're restricted. So they're going to try to come in and convince leadership that they're serious this time about responsibilities. They're all up in their thoughts about this person that got away. They're not going to be successful. They're seen for who they are. It's seen here that their actual hope is, the truth is here, the Ace of Swords. They want to drive this person and create conflict. In time, they want to bring this person death, and they're not going to be able to. They're under judgment, and it's too late for them to do anything. Thief, a thief of innocence. Saying what they need to say to get another chance to be abusive. False person. Non-privileged lady, under judgment, mature woman. Coffin. Going under judgment and going in the coffin by the main male. He's not playing. He's not playing with the great fortune. He's not playing with the light. He's not playing with this that will generate the next human experience. So they failed. They're in a state of failure. They're in the midst of a tower. There's the compass, the pathway of this religion, or whatever religion. I don't even know what religion it is, but they're facing poverty. We got a hierophant here who has dark habits or bad habits that they refuse to change. They're in the courthouse. It's a mature man with this mature woman who isn't a privileged lady. They've been driving others' experiences for gain. And justice is being served. The Arcana are here. They have no regrets for the hardship that they had to go through in order to gain firsthand testimony and experience and awareness of the techniques and methods that were being utilized against the populace, so that they could come in and cause a tower and a failure for that which was hindering the wealth and abundance of the family, home unit, and their children, and their generation, their ancestry. These third wheel enemies. Loneliness. There'll be no more loneliness. They can't make you sick anymore. They can't cause you to be sick. They couldn't cause you to be lonely. The evermore. They're under adjudication. Very swiftly, the work that they did will land them in prison. Yes. Double, what is that? Double trouble, whatever. Double, blah, blah, toil and trouble, whatever. They got double labor here. Look at this. They got double layer here. Double labor. Double trouble, toil and whatever got them this. Swift change. The inseparable love partnerships are here in their purpose, in love, in service, no regrets. Mercy, aid, causing a tower for this institution, this abusive institution, and whatever they got going on there, man. They're in fear and anxiety because they neglected to give you what you needed. It was your generational wealth, and they siphoned it out of there and lived high on the hog and got all fancy and stuff. But it wasn't just about the money. It was about the health and well-being of the souls of that ancestral line. Their safety, their advancement, their ability to reach for the stars. Through ritual. They did a ritual on love. They're trying to do a ritual on love. They're spying on your location. They're in fear and anxiety. They don't know where you are. It could be they don't know where to send the magic to. They're uncertain. Because they're no longer connected to you. They're no longer connected to you. They're no longer contracted or in a relationship, courted in any way, energetically or otherwise. They're not able to indulge anymore on your essence, on your wealth. They were tempted. You're very disciplined. You're not like you once were. You were at peace. You have healed. You did your shadow work. You did all the work. And the wheel has turned. And now you're entering into a divine union. You have increased your sense of value, your sense of, and I'm not talking about wealth and abundance, stature and all this, I'm important. No, I'm talking about you expanded in your awareness, in your ability to handle intensity when it comes to challenge and moments requiring patience. Especially in those moments when you just don't think you have it within you to take one more step. And then somehow miraculously you discover you do. Or if you don't, somehow miraculously something happens to give you a smidgen of an ease. Sometimes it just takes a while. So you're coming into courtship, you're at peace, you're not as you once were, the magic won't work, they're overwhelmed and stressed out, there's an investigation happening. So they're trying to throw magic at you, and you're not alone. So you are in connection with somebody else already. So you are energetically connected already. So whatever they're trying to throw at you, they're also throwing at your counterpart. And if they have great awareness, which I believe they do, then they are aware of who it is that is sending it to you. And they are investigating. It could be that they're having negative thoughts. They might be suffering a victim mentality, or something's going on in their mental body. They're not able to think clear. And so they're not able to perform their rituals perfectly. Their friends won't work with them. And it's over. You've got your health. Your temple is safe. Your body is safe. Your pathway is safe and open. They do want to come in and tell the leadership that they really love you and they want to reconcile and take care of you, but they have no gifts. They have no love in them. They don't know that there's no greater goal than to love. They just want to steal your innocence because they're furious. They want to steal your innocence. This false person wants to betray you and get away with something. They want to steal from you. They want to steal your innocence from you. So they're trying to use the idea of forgiveness to cause you a death, and that won't work because death here is in the reverse. So whatever they got planned on is not going to work out. What they're going to get is confinement. This false person will be confined. So we've got the Ace of Swords out here because the truth is known. And this mature woman who is not a privileged lady was driving conflict into the minds, hearts, and lives of people and their experiences. It's too late for them to take any action. They're under judgment and they're going in the coffin. The main male is putting them in the coffin. And they're sick. They're going through withdrawals. They're being rejected when it comes to wealth, real estate, tranquility. Because they cursed you and your ability to have such a thing, and they're protesting it. They're thinking about you. You're a sweetheart. You're somebody's sweetheart and you have a vow with somebody. These ones were blind. They didn't know who your family was, but your family was ready because they knew you were the gift. And they knew what kind of stress they were bringing to this very highly valuable member of the family. These ones want to apologize for wearing masks and doing really awful things pretending to be you. They're stubborn. They did it for profit. They tried to dominate you for profit. But good news, you're worth saving. And now they're in danger. The Arcana is here with no regrets for the hardship that they had to endure in order to bring a tower and a failure to the pathway that this religion was going down. They are facing poverty. Justice is being served in the house. For love. All for love. All for love. So the messenger is bringing optimism. Be optimistic. The evermores are being remembered. The lovers are expected to come together. This institution has bad habits. They're in the courthouse right now. They refuse to change their habitual patterns. There's a mature man involved, and they're no longer able to cause a sickness or an illness or any kind of disruption called loneliness for these lovers. They can no longer cause loneliness for the lovers. They can no longer take the generational wealth and cause loneliness for the people. And the child, see, the child is being remembered. The child, this generational wealth, it doesn't just go. No, man, it belongs to the children. It's supposed to carry forward. It's supposed to grow and expand and become a legacy throughout time, not dwindle until everybody's scraping, to paycheck. No, that's not how this works. Religion has been siphoning it. And you can take it upon yourself. The word on the card says religion, okay? Apply it to however it applies to you. I'm not going to get into the details of this. Just is what it is. Very swiftly, these ones are going in prison and bad health. They're under adjudication for the toil and labor they did. They did a lot of labor, for which you have received a mercy, a kindness, and your love is always there despite the distance. With these Arcana, they're here with their purpose. Sweetheart. Somebody is sighing because they're facing imprisonment, because this sweetheart is here. And this sweetheart has received aid, or is giving aid. Wife, friend. Love. This one is here in despair. They're in fear and anxiety. They're having premonitions. They're spying on the location of this married couple. They're in despair about the rituals, or they're trying to do rituals on their love, their ability to have love together. They're trying to interfere in their love. They're trying to destroy their wedding. They're doing rituals. They're in despair, and they're doing rituals on the location of the wedding. They want to know where the lovers are, where they are located, so they can send spirits. They don't have a soul contract, though, so they don't know what to do because you've changed. You're not the same. The magic's not working. Journey. You didn't go on a journey. They couldn't put you on a journey. They don't get to go on a journey. You're here with, you didn't die. You didn't transition. You did not exit the plane. You made it to the news cycle. The wheel has turned, and you're here in this timeline, whether people like it or not. And you're entering into your divine union. You have discipline. You're not the same as you once were. The magic didn't work this time. You are at peace. You're at peace. You are a fortune. You have a fortune to offer. You are fortunate, and you are coming into a fortune. Yeah, this magician is overwhelmed because there's an investigation regarding whatever magic they're throwing at this courtship right here. They're a thief and a scholar. Wow, isn't there a phrase like that? They're a thief and a scholar. They're a thief and there's a scholar, and their friends don't want to work with them anymore. Business is final. You have your health. Your pathway is clear. This person is not happy. They're not celebrating. They're not joyful. They're like, So they're going to go to leadership and they're going to say, hey, I really want another shot. I want to do it right this time. I want to take care of my responsibilities. And it's like, no. They're unsuccessful. They don't know that there isn't any greater goal than to love. There's no love in them. There's no love in them, and I'm sorry, but without loving yourself, you can't be what's on that card. If you don't have love in you, you can't be that, what you're saying you can be. They're furious because this thief wants to steal your innocence, and they're furious because of a child that you're going to have in the future. The strength of two together. When two become one. When your essence and the essence of your divine kingdom spouse combine and explode, supernova, into a creation of a child, you have the new generation human. And these ones are so pissed off. They've been trying desperately to stop this. They've been trying desperately to stop these children of light. These amazing, powerful, they will be so amazingly bright. It's going to be fantastic. They're furious. Because the leadership knows that this false person is trying to use this as an excuse to unalive the source of income or energy later. So they're using forgiveness as an excuse. They're being confined. They won't be able to cause a death. The truth is known. They can't hide their falseness. They can't lie. They can't lie. The truth is out. Ace of Swords. This mature woman is not the privileged lady. It's a driver. She's been affecting the field of awareness when it comes to conflict within relationships, within one's own self, the negative stream of talk. They've been manipulating the freaking collective mental field, causing mental illnesses and such. They're under judgment. The main male is putting her in a coffin. Room. They're in a mental imprisonment. This is the room card is the mind. They're in a mental imprisonment. They're in a mental imprisonment. No death. Wow. So they're in some kind of a mental imprisonment with no death. This false person. Foe. Frivolity in the reverse. So they're sick. They're not having fun. A priest. A priest. A widower. This priest is losing his wife. The reunion is happening. The reunion is here. This soldier is waiting and in despair. There's conversation about the house and hope. Hopeful conversation. Hopeful conversation. We've got somebody who's sick, that the Lord put them in prison and misfortune with the merchant. With the merchant. It could be that they are the gift. They're sick because the Lord is putting them in a prison of misfortune. With the merchant, they are the gift. They need consolation because they have become the gift to the merchant. See you on the next one, everybody.